In 2011, Christopher Nolan was fired from The Dark Knight Rises.
The Dark Knight Rises, the last in a trilogy that redefined the superhero genre, much due to your original writing and direction. What happened?
Hollywood called on one of its most beloved directors to fill Nolan's shoes.
I actually didn't think I was reading Variety. I thought I was reading the National Enquirer.
There's an old joke. There's a room with four corners. In the first corner is Superman. In the second, Batman. In the third, Spider-Man. And in the fourth corner, there's this supermodel, this 100% natural blonde, ultra thin model type. Question is who gets the girl first? Well, none, because none of these characters are real. That's been the key joke in my adult life.
This was one of the boldest switches of directors during the production of a film in the history of cinema.
Woody Allen had just come off of his success of Midnight in Paris, which obviously led to the decision from the studios to change the director.
You know, I think the success went to his head.
Lately, the strangest things seem to be going through my mind.
Midnight in Paris made him realize that he was more interested in making films that made money for a change.
Money, for the most part, is better than poverty, if only for financial reasons.
Inception made $825 million worldwide.
The old studio heads did not like Inception, saying it was too confusing.
I am this generation's Spielberg, because not only do I make bloody successful films, I make bloody smart films.
Supervillain punches me, I ache.
He became quite a chameleon, and a reinvention that Hollywood really wasn't quite ready for yet.
Is Woody going to play his clarinet?
And thus, Woody Allen's untitled Batman project, working title, was born.
The young people in the United States, they have not proven to me that they like good films, or they like the big blockbusters with explosions and special effects. Not sophisticated at all.
How do you feel about the choice of Woody Allen?
What, is Bruce Wayne going to comment on the idiosyncratic nature of Gotham City's upper class? Is he going to shoot it in sexy black and white?
Chapter 1. He adored Gotham City. He idolized it all out of proportion. No. Let's make that he romanticized it all out of proportion. Yeah. To him, this was still a town that existed in black and white. I was to say what my vision with...
Allen had pitched many different versions of the film. Deconstructing Bruce, Batman, Catwoman, Barcelona, Batman and his sisters, Midnight in Gotham, and everything you wanted to know about Batman but were afraid to ask.
Nolan went on to direct a film that he never finished, entitled Epidermis.
Epidermis is about two Los Angeles homicide detectives in Alaska breaking into the mind of a magician who suffers from short-term memory loss to solve the methodical homicide of a young writer who follows strangers. But it's told in reverse in 8-minute sections, with each section being a different layer of the subconscious, as told in dream landscape on the homicide detective as he tattoos his dreams on his partner's epidermis. Metaphorically, but told literally. It's really just a metaphor for self-healing. Make sense?
No. Let me start this over. Chapter 1. He was too romantic about Gotham as he was about everything else. To him, Gotham City meant beautiful women and street-smart guys who sit... No, too corny for Batman. Let me try this again.
Traditionally, in a Woody Allen film, actors, whether in a large role or small, receive the same salary. This initially caused tension with the actors, causing many to drop out.
Morgan Freeman went on to narrate a documentary about sea plankton. and Liam Neeson to reprise his role in that feel-good sequel to Schindler's List when he starred with Jack Nicholson in Schindler's Bucket List.
I remember working on Reign of Fire. A dragon looked at me and he said, "I wish I had your fire, Christian." I'm Christian Bale.
Bale agreed to appear in the film as long as Robin did not appear anywhere in the trilogy. Nolan agreed to this, however, in his absence, Alan cast himself as Robin, initially causing tension with Bale.
I was never treated like this on the set of Newsies. What makes you think I've never seen an Ingmar Bergman film?
Well, first off, it's Ingmar, but did I say that?
Am I an idiot because I make American movies with explosions? What the f*** are you doing? Why the f*** are you filming me when I'm having a f***ing conversation with the director? Give me a f***ing answer! It's an actor's dream, really. A rite of passage. For f***'s sakes, man, you're an amateur! Javier Bardem. Anthony Hopkins, sir. Anthony Hopkins. You don't understand what it's like working with actors. That's what it is. Jonathan Rhys Meyers. Although I could have played his part much better. Match point. Hey, I want you off the set, you prick! Alan Alda could have played everything he did much better. You know what? You're a nice guy, Woody. You're a nice guy. But that don't cut it when you're bullshitting, strolling around like this on set. Annie Hall, Diane Keaton. I was clearly the better choice despite the age difference. You and me, we are done professionally.
After Bale bailed on the picture, Alan abandoned the character of Robin and decided to play Batman himself. Much shorter Batman.
If I write a film and there's a part for me in it, well, great. But if I sit down to write a film and I think I'd like to be in this film, or there's suddenly just enormous amounts of compromise.
I love the way your mind works, Mr. Wayne.
I'm a practicing heterosexual, although being a bisexual immediately doubles your chances for a date on a Saturday night. No, there isn't a villain in the traditional sense. Why do we feel like we always have to wear a silly outfit? I mean, I have to tell you, although last night had a wonderful vigor, it was very painful at times. I'm surprised I still have both nipples.
Well, look, I no longer have an arch nemesis, okay? I have to get my aggressions out in bed. Anyways, that's what my therapist says.
Surprisingly, Alan was allowed to finish the film. The title finally chosen? Crimes and Misdemeanors. And Batman.
I tell you this because, as a super figure, I think you'll understand. Sometimes, when I'm driving on the road at night, I see two headlights coming toward me. Fast, I get the sudden impulse to turn the wheel quickly into the oncoming car. I can anticipate the explosion, the sound of shattering glass, the flames rising out of the flowing gasoline.
Initial test screenings of the film, which Alan adamantly objected to, but the studio did anyways, yielded overwhelmingly negative results.
Filmgoers were confused by the lack of action and the slow pace. But as I see it, Woody Allen films are better that way.
I can't really come up with a good argument to choose life over death, except that I'm too scared. It's true. I had a lot of anxiety. I was afraid of the dark and suspicious of the light. If my film makes one more person miserable, then I know I've done my job. If it doesn't make any money at all, then I know I must be doing something right. Behind his black-rimmed glasses and bat mask was the coiled sexual power of a jungle bat. Oh, I love this. Gotham City was his town, and it always would be.